Hi guys, this is Pea Soups, and welcome back to Happy Little Saplings. Right now, I need to take care of something. We seem to have run into a slight issue here. I think our luniums, along with all of the new crops that we have, including the coal, have all contributed to us filling all of the drives that we have. So I think for now, what we'll do is just create another drive array and fill it with a bunch of cells, or at least just a few for now. So each one of these is 1 4K, and let's do that. Let's do 4 4K cells. Oh. And 3. There we go. And there we go. More storage is much better. So let's toss all those guys in there. And the issues that we were having should have cleared up, because our main chest right here, yeah, we were getting a little bit backed up. Just a little. Okay, so now that that's taken care of, oh, I did mention in the last episode, just to show I am not a liar, I did actually tidy this up, because it was getting to be a mess down here. So there we have it, a nice and clean network setup down below. So, last episode I did mention that we need to find a way of creating just a ton of uranium as quickly as possible. Now, there's a couple ways of going about this. We could use the phytogenic isolator. I believe this essentially just simulates the growth, and you get the results, but it doesn't go through the whole growth process like in a farm. But I think I want to avoid that. I think I do want to do more farming. Maybe just in a slightly different way than just throwing a whole bunch of space at something. I'm thinking of maybe a couple of small plots, maybe about this size. Yeah, maybe a 5x5, a few 5x5 plots that we can kind of accelerate. One of the methods of acceleration of growth is through botanium. Now, this lets us play with a whole new plant, a whole new flower. Are those guys full? Yeah. Let's go ahead and toss them in here. Get rid of you as well. Now, one of the things I was looking at, since I haven't played with the Agricarnation, which is the Agricarnation is a flower that turns mana into a type of natural fertilizer, causing nearby plant life to grow at a faster rate. That sounds great, but I don't know how far of a range it has. If we want to design a system properly, we're going to have to know exactly how this guy works. So, with that said, I'm going to create one in just a moment, but first I'm going to create a Manacia monocle. This guy essentially lets us see a lot more detail of the flowers that we're playing with. Oh look, name tag. So what else went into that? Gold, monosteel. Okay. And how did that go? Probably going to get it wrong. Oh, look at that. Okay. So let's see how we are looking with our monocle on. Oh, that looks so silly. That looks so silly. But what it should allow us to do is, yeah, see, there we go. So that shows that this Gormorillus will eat anything within that range that's being shown right there. So let's take a look at, well, I guess we should probably create this flower that we want. And that was the Agricarnation. So Rune of Spring, Saplings, Wheat, Rune of Water, Rune of Fire. Let's see, do we have... we don't have enough saplings. You know, I should probably just have the... I wonder... No. We should probably have these kinds of trees in the tree farm so we can get a whole bunch of saplings, but... oh well. Oh, speaking of trees... I completely forgot. We got some ancient trees saplings from our luniums, and I planted a few of them to give them a try, and this was one of the ones that I really liked. This is the coolest in more ways than one. Yeah, I thought it kind of fit in that spot right there, and I liked that. And then I planted this one over here, and I absolutely love it. I think it's awesome. It actually doesn't interfere with this at all, or the drone has probably cut out the leaves that overhung there. So I don't think it's bothering the hemp. I am going to give it a slight trim though, just so that we can get through on our pathway. There we go. Yeah, I just had to share this with you guys because it was... I just love the look of it. I love how it's kind of overtaken everything in the area. Yeah, that was one sapling as well. That was one little sapling. And lots of saplings. And you know how I feel about saplings. Alright, so we got those. You know, I don't think I ever actually sorted my runic altar out. Let's see. So wheat, fire, and water. So I know I have fire and water. In one of the episodes I was wondering if we're supposed to get these runes back after we create these things, and apparently it was a change made to Britannia to, yeah, we need a spreader. It was a change made to Britannia to make it a little less grindy. Okay, yep, he's getting that. Okay, he is good to go. So let's do the magic. And I don't think we need those guys anymore. We have him. And... oh, where's my bucket? Never go anywhere without your bucket. Okay, so petals, petal, petal, rune, and redstone root. And of course the seeds, which we always forget. And we have our agricarnation. So, just for giggles, let's get ourselves a mana pool. And maybe one of those tablets that I filled earlier, so that we have something to play with. Okay, so things got a little out of hand. I got a little too enthusiastic, and I want to turn this into a full-scale experiment. Let's go ahead and switch Calculon off for a while. I want to... the torches can stay for a moment. I want to check what kind of difference we get with a number of different acceleration systems. And we have the materials to try, so we may as well play around with this for a short while. One thing I do want to do is get rid of artificial lighting so that it doesn't skew the results. So, we have the agricarnations, which are going to be fun to play with for the first time. I've put together some of the tanks and sprinklers that we're using on our farm, so we can test that. And what else? Oh, I also wanted to try one with the garden core dirt. Where did I put that? I know I had some. There we go. And I'm going to need 9 of those. So, one of them I want to do just in an area. Let's pop these guys in over here. So you go there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, the mana monocle shows me its effective radius. So it is 5 in each direction. So both of these are covering this area right here. So that's going to be my first test. Is 1 3x3 in an area that both agricarnations are covering. Let's just make sure of that. Yep. Now I also want to do one in an area that only one of them is covering, so that we can find out if it is if the effects stack or if it can only get affected once. Oh, since this is not special dirt, I am going to need water. And water is good for 4 blocks, so those should be fine. I also want one of these farms in a spot that isn't affected by those guys at all. So maybe I should... How far out does that guy go? Okay, so I should be able to fit one over here. So this will be our standard with no help whatsoever. And we'll do one. It's going to look like a bit of a mess, but that's fine. We're just experimenting. I think I'll do this one as the one with the tank and the watering, and then over here I'm trying to make sure He's going to need water as well. I'm trying to make sure I space them out enough, and then right here, I guess I can do, in fact, I'll put it right at the edge here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so harvester, you go there. You go there. Again, it's not going to look pretty, but it'll do the job. Oh, I forgot to get more chests. Oops. And do I have... I want to make sure I do these all exactly the same except for the acceleration that we're giving them. Oh. So chest, iron, and we're going to need some redstone flux duct to power all of these guys. You go there, and hopefully we have enough flux duct to, yeah, we should be fine. Okay. This is going to be a mess, but it's okay. So you go there, and you go there. So everyone, well, will be getting power as soon as I give them. Oh, that cell is dead. Okay, let me charge this thing up. I'll be right back. Actually, never mind. I just ran past one that is full. This should be plenty for our needs. And we can pop him anywhere on here. Make sure he's sending out the back. Alright, so I think, was this one? I think this was the one that we want to put the garden core dirt in. There we go. And this one we can have with a tank, and I'm actually going to create the tank right there. I'll use the channels out like this, and I don't think that should reach this guy. Let's see, because I think it was 3 either side is what I was figuring on for these. So that's that one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then yep. So it's 3 either side. So if we just have one sprinkler in the middle, that should not affect any of these other ones. Okay. All right. so that's that one taken care of. Oh, and I do also have an aqueous accumulator. So I haven't done this on that one just because I kind of like having the rain as just an advantage. But what we could do is hook up water to it so that it always is able to run the sprinkler. But I just want to avoid that on our main farm. Not even sure why. So there we go. He's getting sprinkled. He has the special garden soil. These guys, this plot is only affected by one agricarnation. This one is affected by 2 agricarnations. And this guy is all by himself and waiting to be seeded. So let me grab all of the things I need for getting the seeds in the ground, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I have everything. I have one last thing to do, and that is provide these guys with mana. I think I should be able to put it right here and fill him up. And let's check to see. There we go. Yep, he has mana. And he has mana. Okay, so everyone's happy. That hopefully has plenty to go on. Alright, so these are going to have a slight head start. Hopefully not too much. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So this one has the sprinkler. Yep, that's why I'm seeing that effect. And I know that Agricraft actually has a growth accelerating feature as well. Let's take a look. Hopefully the 30-second head start that these guys got won't be too much of an issue. But this is our experimental layout. So we have garden core dirt, we have sprinkler. Oh, you know what? I need to get rid of the torches. Don't want anyone to get an unfair advantage here. Is that everyone? Everyone apart from... It looks like this guy is putting off light. That's not fair. Let's try and move him away from these guys a little bit. Up, up. There we go. It'll look a little silly, but hey, we can't take it too serious. There we go. So now almost everything should be exactly the same between all of these guys. Except, oh, you. And we may be opening ourselves up to a little bit of spawnery, but that's just fine. Okay, I'm going to let this go for maybe an hour, and then we'll compare the results and see what kind of difference each of these actually makes. So yeah, I'll see you guys actually in about the blink of an eye for you. Be right back. Okay, so it has been almost exactly an hour. I've timed it as close as possible. And since this was the last one we put down, that'll be the last one we destroy, because we want to stop these guys as close as possible to each other. And then we can see the results. Okay, so I think first, in fact, I'm pulling up Notepad on my other computer and calculator so that we can figure these out. So our control, which I believe was this one right here, he got 51. So 51 with no modifications, no advantages, 51 wheat in 1 hour. Not too terrible. Next up, we'll do our garden core soil. And you'll have to pardon me as I type on my other computer while I do this. 64 and 35 is 99, so right at about double the control. So that's pretty respectable. Double output on the garden soil. Now let's take a look at our sprinkler. So the sprinkler, it's 64 plus 64. I shouldn't be doing this while I'm recording, but it's okay. So that's 175. 175. And I'm glad this actually came out. I'm glad the control came out to a nice easy number, because that's pretty easy to divide by. Okay, so our plot with 1 agricarnation effect, 64, 64, and 10. So that is 138. Wow. So that actually didn't perform quite as well as the sprinkler. 64, 47. Yeah, so the sprinkler actually performed better than our agricarnation. Double agricarnations. Oh my. Okay. 64, 64, 64, and 51, 243. So, that looks like, so our garden core soil doubled the control. The sprinkler gave it about, what is that? Triple 3.5. So that actually did pretty well. The agricarnation gave it almost 3 times, so not quite as well as the sprinkler. And 2 agricarnations gave us almost 5 times the amount of production. 5 times the amount of production. Now, the interesting thing, which I'm going to set up, I guess I can set it up right now, and I'll give the results in the next episode. And I think you guys know what I'm about to do. Oh, am I running into power issues? Alright, power issue solved. Yeah, so the only thing for it now is to try them all at once and see what kind of results we get from that. So let's grab our garden dirt, and since this is the most difficult to set up right here, let's go ahead and use this one. And we got our dirt. Oops. And I know I have a hoe. That's fine. And I'm actually, just for the sake of seeing exactly what we're going to do. Oh, I made a couple more agricarnations as well. If we have a full farm of this, then we're only realistically going to have one agricarnation running at a time. So I'm only going to test one in this setup. Let me move this mana pool and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I've in fact created another mana pool, and I'm going to leave this one here with some mana in it. Let's just give him some, and we'll toss this other one over here. And that should be plenty just for the one of them. And let's toss our harvester down and move this guy. Okay, so he has energy. I'm not going to worry about the sludge. I've set up this other one. I just want to see if things are the same with the agricarnation up above the others. So I want to see... Oh, I guess I'm going to have to run power over to him as well. Okay, well, I guess that's it for this episode. I'm going to let this experiment play out in a very disorganized manner. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what kind of a difference this makes. So, well, thanks for joining me in this experimental episode. I'll have the results for the rest of this for you next time, and yeah, that's going to be fun. Thank you for joining me, and see you again soon. Goodbye.